So welcome back to PowerWash Simulator 2. Now, it's been a little while since we kind of touched upon this game. I think just because a lot of my time has been taken up by other little kind of games kind of here and there, really. So I thought I'd come back to the game and, yeah, I think try and complete this series. I think maybe because, yeah, like when we've been tied up, I've been unable to kind of tackle a lot of these missions, and I think this mission kind of put me off with the series, really, solely because kind of just the sheer magnitude of this. I know that this probably video is going to be a little bit longer, but yeah, I don't want to have a series where I'm not kind of finishing games. So I think with some editing and stuff like that, we hopefully should get this kind of area completed quite quick. I'm probably going to do some like time lapsing, and then where we have some free time on this channel, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to slot in some of these games, because yeah, I don't want to not complete games. I think the channel is kind of here for people to kind of chill out and explore and watch me play games. And I think, yeah, I've kind of done like a little bit of a disservice towards this game, and I enjoyed the first one so much that, yeah, I've just been busy, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get this done. I got to kind of remember these controls. I think it has been roughly about 3 or 4 months since kind of touching this game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a time lapse here. I'm probably going to get maybe this area done here. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do, let's try and focus on the floor. Before we do that, let's actually search around this area. So we've got this climbing area here. It is fucking massive. Oh, we've got a dinosaur here as well. I don't actually know what kind of dinosaur that is. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do is, let's do it in the edit. Let's do the floor. Let's get the floor done. And then what we can do, we can concentrate on these rocks and then the actual kind of climbing frame itself. So let's do a time lapse now. And then hopefully, let's continue. Okay, so I believe we've actually now completed the entire floor from this kind of child's area. Now, just for context, I have been recording for 45 minutes. Now, I think what I've actually found, which was kind of like reminiscent of this game, is just how long everything takes. Now, I know probably if there was two of us, you know, it would obviously get a lot done quicker. Um, I mean, but when you actually look, just even when you just look at this kind of simple pyramid here, you know, everything takes time into spray. And the character is obviously fully upgraded, all the equipment's, you know, top spec. But obviously it's done on purpose by the devs, which is, you know, to not make you binge this game. So I think maybe going ahead, I think what I'm probably going to do is, you know, keep doing time lapses on these videos, just because I don't want people kind of sitting around waiting, and you know, this video will end up like 3 hours long, which is something that I don't want to happen. So I want to keep people engaged, etc. So I mean, just that simple little bit. But I thought what I do is I do a little walk around in everything that I've done. Now I don't know if maybe I've done an edit where I just kind of cut it all out, or maybe I've done a bit of a time lapse. But thankfully, all this floor is now complete. So I think maybe what the next job will be to tackle the actual kind of jungle gym area, or the climbing wall, I should say. So instead of just doing like a time lapse, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe just complete this red bit, just because I don't want it constantly kind of just a time lapse, but it gives you an idea of maybe why this series, you know, didn't carry on as long as it's, you know, that I wanted to. And it was just solely because of just the time and effort with everything. But I love this game so much. I mean, I played the original. The original, obviously, oh, you can actually go left and right. Well, that is cool. Okay, so yeah, the original, obviously you had less features in it, etc. But the original did have a charm in it. And when this game came out, yeah, I was like, do you know what, we need to play it on this channel, just because, yeah, I loved it that much. But one of the things that I always found was quite difficult was kind of keeping up with these videos. I mean, to spend roughly about 2 hours on one map for one video, and then the editing on top, etc., it just becomes so time consuming. But the one thing it does have for it is so soothing. I kind of get lost. You know, it's one of these games where you could have a real stressful day and then just power wash as you go. Make sure we get all the little climbing things. Don't actually know the exact terminology for these, but it's interesting. I've never actually done any climbing. I mean, I'm super into my fitness, etc., but I've never actually tried it. I'm probably not the best with heights anyway. And knowing my strength, I'll probably fall off straight away. Is that one completely done? I think it is. So let's keep going. Are we even half done? No, I think we're only probably a quarter way through. Yeah, I think maybe if you had two people, then it'd obviously get done a lot quicker. So maybe kind of co-op is the way forward with this game. But it was nice just to come back, kind of see what it was like, to reminisce. I think this is probably one of my first sort of series that I actually done on this channel. And we actually done a lot of episodes. I think we got about 11, or no, I think even more than that. Obviously, we just completed the Indiana Jones series here on this channel, and I'm kind of like lining up for Resident Evil. I think that's going to be the next series that I play here. But I kind of wanted a game where I could fill in gaps And I think maybe this might be the game where we can actually start filling. And it also just really calms me. And we've been playing so many horrors here on this channel, it's actually quite refreshing to play something that's super simple. Now why is this one flashing? Might already be done. I always wonder if you've done this as a job, whether it's as easy as this. Whether you just kind of get used to cleaning individual jobs and then it just becomes really tiresome and you kind of see it as work, or whether maybe because every job's different, maybe it just kind of gets quite exciting, constant. Okay, I think we're close to the bottom now. Now I'm using kind of like a medium attachment, and we are using kind of the white nozzle, so it's obviously like the weaker, but it just means that the spread's better, just because obviously the surface area is so vast that we've got to try and make sure that we have got everything. Now what's interesting is I kind of wanted to play this back again because I was actually watching someone else's channel and they were doing like the crime scene cleaner, and it kind of made me reminisce on this PowerWash simulation game, and I thought, you know what, let's give it a back. It might not even be that we complete the entire series, it might just kind of be a one-off, or we might do a few more episodes. I don't know if we can actually finish this game because we are only like halfway through the entire thing, and I think they just keep updating it, which is good, but not when you're creating videos from this, because I do want to kind of get to some sort of resolution, some end. Okay, have we missed any? Oh my god, look how much we missed. Right, let's just clear the backboard, or the front lava wall, which is what it's called. Okay, what bits have we missed? Okay, so the wall's now done. I'm going to do all the footings. Let's call them footings. Right, that's done. We've obviously just missed some little areas. Now, thankfully, you've got this obviously function where you can see the dirt. Okay, I think that is all done from the front. Obviously, we've got some different attachments, but I just kind of wanted to jump off. Okay, so obviously that is now, the front is complete. So I think what I'm going to do now is, I think I'm going to maybe work on the outside, maybe get all these little pyramids done and palm trees. So I don't know if I'm going to either do a fast forward or a cut, just because I do want to kind of keep this video quite short. So you'll see, hopefully, with the power of editing, yeah, you should catch me in a second. Okay, so thankfully we have completed now the entire bottom of this level. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to do a little walk around at the moment. So a lot of these smaller ones were a little bit difficult because of the handles, etc. And the worst were definitely the palm trees. That was something that I do not want to relive. Solely because of it was all in between the leaves, like all these little bits here. They were the bits that were really difficult. So the entire bottom is now complete, but I think what I wanted to do was, just because of a lot of editing and time lapsing and stuff, I thought it'd be fun if we can do this sort of dinosaur together. So you have noticed that I've kind of been going back and forth with the guns because I'm not entirely sure what one is the most powerful, but I have a good feeling that I think the red one is the strongest. So I'm going to continue with this. I have changed it to the green nozzle now just because we are losing a little bit of spread, but it seems to be the most powerful. So, I mean, at the moment, yeah, I've been recording for an hour and a half now. Now, obviously, this video isn't going to be an hour and a half long because of the edit, but it just kind of goes back to my first initial thing of maybe thinking, you know, why did I stop kind of uploading these videos? And solely it was because of just time. You know, if I had another buddy with me and we were doing this, then I feel like it would get done a lot quicker. But yeah, with myself, it's just really hard as well, especially like with retention and stuff like that. I don't know if people kind of want to sit for about an hour and a half, and look, I'm not even done. You know, I've still got to do the main thing in this whole kind of level. But I was contemplating maybe it might be a good thing to do on lives. I have touched upon lives originally, but yeah, I'm thinking maybe it might be a good little time to kind of revisit it. And let's not forget in between the toes. Ah, so it's in sections. Okay, so okay, let's concentrate on this leg then. So we'll do the legs first. So that's another bit done. Yeah, I feel like with this, you always kind of need a plan, because if you don't, then it can kind of become super overwhelming. So let's stick with the legs. Let's get in between his toes. Now, I always knew, I think, you know, when I actually stopped playing this game, that this level was going to be super long. And it's probably one of the reasons what kind of made me scared to come back to the game. But I'm thinking, do you know what, if we're able to kind of knock this one out and get this one complete, then, you know, some of the other ones, some of the other levels that I've been kind of noticing seem super fun. So I kind of want to just fly through this level. Okay, so what should we concentrate on now? Should we do like the head? I mean, it's kind of cute. Alright, let's... Now, I feel like when there's like a large object in this game, it's quite simple to do. But when it's like in between all the edges, like them little palm trees, it's super annoying. Okay, let's... We've only got a few more little areas for the head. Okay, why is that not pinging? Okay, so the head is done, and so are the legs. Right, I'm just gonna go up to the point where the scales are. Obviously, we still got to do the underneath of the dinosaur. Should we just do that now? Yeah. Okay, let's do underneath quite quick. So the tail's done. Now I have been using kind of all the equipment available, so like the dollies, the ladders, just for all them kind of strange, hard kind of crevices in the game. So the body's done. So do you know what? The one thing I like about this game is the colours are super vibrant. I mean, look at the floor. Okay, so all we got now is the top bit. I mean, all I can say is thank God for editing. Okay, so if we do this bit, then we'll probably just have to do the top bit of the scales, and then this dinosaur should be complete. Now the bit that I am actually worried about is towards the end of the level, kind of parts that I've missed. Okay, so he is done. That smiles back. Yeah, see, the bits that scare me are kind of like these little hand things. I want to make sure that all of them have been completed. So we've now completed the entire bottom. So I think maybe what I'm going to do now is concentrate on the purple, because that seems to be like the most easiest thing to kind of get off. So I'm probably going to do it in a bit of a time lapse, and yeah, I'll catch you in a second. Okay, so thankfully everything is now complete in this area. Now obviously with the power editing, we've been able obviously to cut out a lot of things that have been going on. So the floor is now complete. All these kind of pyramids and palm trees are now complete. Obviously we done the dinosaur together. The rear of the rock climb machine is now complete as well. Now we did have to use the dolly just because obviously there were some areas that we couldn't actually kind of get. Now the only bit I'm actually a little bit worried about is kind of missing these sort of like hand pieces on these kind of pyramid things. But thankfully the front and the sides are now complete. So the only thing that I've actually left, or we're on 98% at the moment, the only thing I've actually left is actually at the top of the rock climbing machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back on the dolly. Let's go to the top. Let's jump on the top. So we've got... Oh. Okay, so let's just try once again. So let's go back to the top. There we go. So we've got the platform to do and the sort of pterodactyl statue. So when this is now complete, the only thing we got left to do is obviously the final things. Now what they are, I'm not entirely sure yet. But let's clean the base of this. And we actually have clocked in, well, so far I've been playing roughly about 3 hours at the moment. So obviously I don't know exactly how long that this video actually will be, but it certainly won't be in 3 hours thanks to editing. So let's clean this base. Now I'm hoping maybe the next thing will be we actually kind of get a lot of money for this mission, so then we can upgrade the gun, because it's one thing that I think is kind of lacking at the moment, that maybe our equipment isn't as powerful, and maybe that is why it's taking everything a little bit too long. So let's clean this base. So that should ping. So that's ping. So all we've got now is the pterodactyl statue. So let's clean this. Now I can kind of understand why the series kind of fell a little bit short, and I think mostly it's probably because of time. I mean, to make 3 hours for a video is quite long, but from what I said, obviously co-op problem on this game would have been a little bit better. So let's clean the statue. Alright, so let's extend the nozzle. Right, might be need a ladder or something. Right, so let's clean it. Right, so let's do the large extension. Now it might not be that we kind of have to get everything cleaned for it to ping off, just because obviously how awkward it is at the top. So let's... Yeah, because see on that I didn't really get a lot of the leg, but it still pinged anyway. So let's do the right side of the wing. So hopefully that's fine. So now I've just got the rear of it. Okay, so that's pinged off. Now from what I've seen, obviously we're not actually getting money per item, which I thought we were. But obviously we're getting the points to buy furniture for the warehouse, etc. So I think obviously the funds are going to come at the end. Now I can't remember exactly how much money to actually do this job is, but I'm hoping it's going to be quite a bit, because I do think we need a significant amount of funds to actually increase the equipment, but I can't. So that's now completely done. So the next thing, so let's see, we got obviously the front lava climb hold, the lava climb cliff face, the lava climb, cliff step, and the rear lava climb. So I think with this game, I think it gives you obviously targets. It gives you points that you actually miss, which is going to be quite helpful. So this one here. So let's just clean this one. Right, I'm actually going to use the orange nozzle just because it's going to be a little bit stronger. So let's see. Right, let's climb up. Stop using the dolly. Okay, so we're missing from the top. Okay, so we've hit 99%. So the only thing I got left is the front lava climb hold, the triple volcano hold, and the triple volcano lava. So what is that bit? Okay, it might be that I'm able to reach it from here. Now I'm going to obviously have to get the equipment, so how can we grab it? Okay, I think that was bugging out. So yeah, we've only got 3 things left to do, so it shouldn't take too long. Okay, so let's place this up. So we've got this one here. Clean that. So these are ones I actually was worried a little bit too much about, just because there's so many of them that I didn't think I'd be able to actually get them all. But thankfully there was only 2 that were actually missed. So the next bit is the triple volcano lava, so the job is complete. So it has taken, yeah, just 3 hours and 15 minutes to actually complete this. So let's lock in for the finish. So I think what's important with these sort of games is if you kind of focus on one little area and try and get that completed and then move on to the next one, because if you don't, I feel like you kind of become a little bit too overwhelmed. Okay, so the job is now complete. So we only earned $2,000 for that, but we did increase an extra 200 in the PowerWash point bonus. So what I'm going to do is, I think maybe the next thing is to kind of see if we can actually upgrade the gun. But the next mission will be the roller disco. So I'm not entirely sure if maybe we should kind of pursue it solely because of time, and obviously we've got other games to play. But if you did like the video, feel free to leave it a like, subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one.